Alright crew, so I've been writing in a diary for a few years now and was inspired to do so after reading the Diary of a Wimpy Kid books. And today we get to meet the author of the series, Jeff Kinney, and you know I'm gonna get my diary signed. Let's go. Obviously, I'm a big fan of main character Greg Heffley, but why do you guys love him so much?
My favourite thing about Greg is always the worst things happen and the funniest things happen to him.
He always has bad luck and stuff happens to him at the wrong place at the wrong time.
I also like that he doesn't like people touching him and all that physics stuff.
Roderick, because he's always mean to Greg and he has a band and he's sometimes quite funny. My favourite character is Greg because he always plays video games. My favourite character is Manny because he's so cheeky and so young. My favourite character is also Greg because he has a sense of humour and things are always going wrong in his life. I have read all 12 books. I've read all 12 books and I'm really excited for the 13th book to come out.
Another book is coming, but we'll get to that later.
I'm very excited to meet Jeff Kinney because he's been my idol for a very long time. On a scale of 1 to 10, I am 11 on how excited I am to meet Jeff Kinney. Very, 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 1,000 more berries, very excited.
Pretty excited. I mean, I just don't want to be excited in the outside, that's all.
This is it, everyone. Jeff Kinney is just behind this door. I've got my questions, I've got my diary. Let's do this. Jeff Kinney, this is such a huge moment for me. Thank you so much for joining us on News Today.
Thanks, it's a moment for me too.
Now, the Diary of a Wimpy Kid series is absolutely huge. Why do kids love it so much?
I think kids like the books because they open them up and they look like fun. It's a mix of pictures and text.
How do you define wimpy? I mean, are you calling yourself a wimp, Jeff?
Do you consider me a wimp?
I would say no. Absolutely not.
I was a mix of things. I played sports as a kid, but I also did things like Greg, where I would hide from my swim team instructor and I would hide in the locker room and sit on the toilet and wait for practice to be over. So that is wimpy.
Do you have a favorite book?
I think that the first book will always be my favorite because it always reminds me that this almost didn't happen for me. I could still be a failed cartoonist.
Speaking of being a cartoonist, you not only write the books, but you illustrate them as well. Do you prefer drawing or writing?
I think both are really hard. And it gets especially sticky at the end when I have to draw for 16 hours a day for about 6 weeks, which is really hard.
You've released the title of your 13th book, which is called The Meltdown. Do you have any inside goss for us?
Yes, The Meltdown is about snow battles, snow forts, school is closed, and the kids are in the neighborhood, and the neighborhood becomes a battle zone.
We've been prepping for this interview for a super long time, and we have some questions from some of your biggest super fans. Would it be okay if you answered them?
Absolutely.
Great, take it away, guys.
Hello, my name is Darren and I would like to ask you about how long does it normally take to publish one book?
Hey, Darren. Some authors are really lucky and they get published right away. It actually took me 8 years of working on Diary of a Wimpy Kid before I even showed it to anyone. But it usually takes an author about 3 to 5 years to get their work published.
Hi, my name's Joe. My question for you, Jeff, is have you had any similar experiences to your characters, like the cheese touch?
Yeah, Joe, I have had a lot of experiences like the cheese touch. In fact, we had something called cooties in the United States, which was an imaginary disease we passed to each other. And then I mixed that with the real story of a piece of cheese on our church parking lot right underneath the basketball hoop.
Hi, my name is Ashley, and my question for you, Jeff, is what is the main message you are trying to send to kids?
Oh, the message I'd really like for kids to learn, Ashley, is that reading is a lot of fun. You know, when a kid opens my book, reads all the way through and closes it, I hope they've learned that reading is fun, and I hope they become lifelong readers.
Those were some great answers to some amazing questions. Now, while I have you here, Jeff, from a big fan to you, would it be okay if you signed my diary?
You have a diary too?
Of course.
Well, that's cool. Let me see it.
Thank you so much.
Wait a second. This isn't your diary. This is Greg Heffley's diary. You've been drawing. Very good.
You weren't meant to see that.
It's beautiful. Okay, I'll sign it right here. Thank you very much. This has been very cool.
Thank you so much.
There we go. Fancy signature.